Hello, I'm John Walls with Verbella. We are a leading provider of cost-effective SAP document management solutions. We provide a wide range of document management solutions from simple and easy to implement document archiving to full-blown business process automation solutions using OCR and robotic technology. Today, I would like to demonstrate the early archiving scenario from SAP for the Accounts Payable Department. It's one of the standard document archiving solutions available to any company running SAP. It uses SAP Workflow to route work items containing the scanned image to processors to complete. Once the work item has been processed, the image is now linked to the newly created SAP transaction. In today's demo, you're going to see the following steps. First, we're going to scan in the vendor invoice. Second, we're going to store that document in the SAP content server, create and route a work item to a processor who's going to execute that work item, which is going to launch FB60. They are then going to enter the data from the image and post. Upon posting, the work item is deleted and the document is linked to the newly created SAP transaction. Today's demo is going to feature software from Kofax. Kofax capture software will be used to capture the scanned documents, drive the scanner, and capture the images that we're going to use. The Verbella export connector, which actually connects the Kofax capture software via ArchiveLink to the SAP content server in the SAP system. And finally, the SAP content server, which is provided free of charge by SAP to their customers. Now I'm going to open up the batch manager from Kofax. The Kofax Batch Manager gives you an overview of all the batches that are being processed at any given time by the Kofax server. As you can see in this case, there are no batches that are currently in the system. But with the Batch Manager, you can create batches, process batches, and delete batches. You can also determine what state or what queue a batch is in, the status, and who's processing that batch. So now I'm going to go up and I'm going to actually create a batch, and I'm going to tell the system that I'm creating some non-PO invoices, and I'm going to save that batch. Now you can see that I have a batch called Demo Early Archiving. It's ready for the scan queue and the status is ready. So from here, I'm also going to process the batch. And by processing the batch, it's going to launch the scan module from Kofax. I'm now going to scan in some sample documents. 3 should be enough. These are documents that I scanned in earlier today. Within the scan module from Kofax, I can rotate the documents left and right. I can zoom in on sections of the document. I can take a document and drag and drop it and make it part of the next document or the previous document. I can also split out the document by simply right mouse clicking on that document. So at this point now, I'm done manipulating and viewing the documents in my scan module. So I'm simply going to close this batch. Scan module will close, and I'll be taken back into my batch manager, where I can see that my queue now says validation, status ready. The validation queue is a manual queue that requires user intervention. So I'm going to simply process the documents again. Kofax is going to launch the Kofax validation module, and you can see that I have my default document type listed up here. I can change that if I'd want, This is completely configurable. I can put in any text I want here. So I'll put in the name of the vendor here. It's not mandatory, but it'll help on the SAP side. And I could put in the name of this vendor, Kelly, and I could indicate that this might be a rush invoice. And finally, I could say that this invoice is a voucher, and just say no big deal, and hit enter. And now I'm done processing and validating my 3 documents, so I can simply close the batch. And now the next queue is PDF generator. This is a background task, and this will convert the TIFF documents that were scanned in into PDF documents. As you can see, the status has changed to in progress, and when it's done, it's going to go into the export queue, and you can see its status is ready. And the export queue is also a background task. Okay, now the export has been performed. The batch class is no longer listed in the batch manager. That's because there are no other steps within the workflow for this batch, so the batch is automatically deleted by the system. Now, if I go into SAP and log into SAP, and I go to my SAP Business Workplace, I go to my inbox, I go to my workflows, you can see that I have 15 workflows. 3 of those were scanned in this batch, 1547. And you can see that I've got my different descriptions that I typed in Kofax that came along for the title. So in order to process this work item, I would simply double click on it, and it will execute the work item. It will display the image, and it will allow me to enter or change the document type or create a new document type. But I just want to process this, so I'm going to hit enter or continue. I'm going to confirm the company code, and now I'm going to key the information in from the vendor. I'm going to make up an invoicing date, make up a reference number, but you would typically take this off of the document or the image that's being displayed to the right. 5803 is the dollar amount. I'm now going to enter some GL information. I'm going to hit the enter key to validate my data. I'm going to hit the enter key to bypass this warning, and you can see that the document is all cleared and that I can just simply go in and hit the post button. And when I do, document 145 will be posted in company code 3000, and this image will be linked to that document. Now it returns me back to my SAP workflow inbox, and if I hit the refresh button, you'll notice that I go from 15 work items down to 14. So you might be asking yourself, what happened to that image? If I go into FB03 to display an accounting document, you can see that here's document number 145. If I click on enter and I go to my generic object services and go to my attachment list, you can see I have an FI accounting document that was created on 5/31. I can double click on that item and my image is now displayed for me. This image now is forever linked to this specific accounting transaction inside of SAP. As you can see, early archiving is an easy solution that changes the way AP processes vendor invoices. There's no lost documents, pending workload is clearly visible, individual performance, processing time, and number of invoices can easily be measured. I hope that you enjoyed today's demo, and for more information, please contact us.